Buenas noches, familia. My name is Daniel Lopez. I'm an industrial engineer student, your current vice president external, and I'm ready to be your next president. Let me start by asking you something, familia. Have you ever felt that you were a little behind than everyone else, o como si estuvieras intentando alcanzar a alguien? Because I have. Let me tell you about myself. I came here when I was 13 years old to the state of Wisconsin, un estado donde no hay muchas comunidades hispanas. And I remember myself comparing a lot to other people. Like I was feeling behind because of the language barrier or because of the culture. La verdad, en esos momentos no tenía tanta confianza en mí mismo. Pero todo esto cambió when I came here to University of Houston. I remember I was walking out the engineer building and I heard two people speaking Spanish. I went back and introduced myself. Turns out he was the secretary back then and the social chair back then. The social chair, Bruno, invited me to be more involved in SHPE. I gave it a try, and from there, SHPE changed my life. Over the past 3 years, I have learned 3 important things that have changed me. The first one is how to be a leader, the second one is how to be a professional, and the third one is how to overcome the imposter syndrome. Porque yo sé que todo en ese cuarto una vez hemos sentido that we don't belong here in another place. That's why as a president, I want to get that feeling off of you. I know the struggles of being first generation, also the language barrier, and also being trying to speak up. So that's why as a president, I want to encourage the next generation of engineers and also cada estudiante que entre aquí en SHPE that they feel welcome and belong. With that, I want to start with my ideas. The first one is about professional. I want to connect with companies that host private events at this national convention. Why? Because that way we can host an event here at UH first, and the members will get to know more about the company, the recruiters, and potentially get invited to those private events. Just like we did with Bank of America this year, we hosted an event, and after the event, the company gave us 20 private tickets for our members. The second idea is I want to increase the engagement and recognition for our members. I want to start giving out scholarships or sponsorships during our general meetings. Why? Because I want to recognize our members that take time out of the day to be here at these SHPE-UH events. And the third idea I want to implement is a company newsletter for our sponsors. And here I want to highlight 2 things. The first one is the events that we do, like the info session, projects, or social events. And the second and most important, the member success. For example, let's say one of the members get an internship with one of the sponsors. I want to highlight that in the newsletter so the companies can see the result of investing in SHPE-UH, and it will encourage them and future sponsors to keep investing in this amazing organization. My fourth idea is about the committees. This year we have seen a lot of growth in the culture committees, so that's why I want to implement a program that we call the SHPE Committees Spotlight Award, where each month we will select a committee member from all the different committees that we have, and we will highlight them and give them and reward them with a prize. Because without the work that they do, SHPE-UH will not be running. My fifth idea I want to implement something that we call the eWork Fellowship Program, where we are nine eWorks, so we select 9 members. Each month we will have a member to mentor about what we do at the position and teaching them the basic things. And after each month, we will rotate the members, and at the end of this program, the members will learn 2 things. The first one, leadership experience, and the second one, how the eWork works overall. For example, with the treasurer position, they can learn how we create the square links for when we receive the funding for the organization, or how we can keep in track for the budget. For the vice president external, I can teach them how we communicate and represent SHPE-UH in a professional manner by creating a mock sponsorship package. With the secretary position, we can teach them how we create a newsletter and how we keep in track of the communication for the organization. My last idea is to focus on SHPE-NA. This year, we also have seen a lot of growth in SHPE-NA, but still only between 1 to 3% in the United States STEM professionals are Hispanic women. So that's why I want to give as much support when I'm president. I want to create a program that we will call the SHPE-NA Industry Mentorship Program. The goal of this program is to pair our current SHPE-NAs with our SHPE-NAs alumni, with alumni who will give guidance, feedback, and overall build confidence para nuestras futuras ingenieras. Antes de terminar mi speech, I want you to think about the person you were before you found SHPE. Porque yo sé quién era, and I know there is someone in this room or outside this room that just need one opportunity, one reach out to change their life. As a president, I will make sure to help as much as possible, and my leadership team will do too. Porque eso no se trata sobre mí, se trata sobre todos nosotros, y sé que todos nosotros podemos lograr cosas increíbles. Muchas gracias.
Great speech, Daniel. As you know, the SHPE pillars are chapter development, professional, academic and leadership development, and community outreach. As president, is there any one or two pillars that you want to focus on during your presidency? And why do you want to focus on these pillars?
Yes, so for the fall semester, I will try to make sure we follow the professional pillar and also the leadership pillar. Why? Because that's when most companies are recruiting the season for internship or full times. So I want to give the members as much possible as we support as we can. For example, like doing info sessions that we had done in the past, also doing the events with the companies that are doing the private events for national convention. So when they go to national convention, they already know about the companies, the recruiters, and they already have an advantage of other members that they don't have those private tickets, right? And for the leadership, like the e-board fellowship program, I want to create that program for the members that are starting new and they want to be e-board, so they get to know what is e-board like, and how to get those leadership experience, while also doing fundraising events throughout the semester. And for the spring semester, I would like to focus on the outreach and academic pillars. Why? Because that's when most companies end the hiring season. I know there's some companies that still do it, and we are going to still do some info session professional events. But I want to focus on those events that we usually have less events throughout this compared to other positions. For the academic, I know I want to implement something that will help with another BPI, like that will help the members prepare for an academic Olympiad at the national convention. So if you ask me, like in the fall semester, I will focus on the professional leadership pillars. In the spring semester, I will academics and outreach pillars. And that's it. Yeah.
And again, good to see you up there. Thank you for running for the position. My question to you is, chef success is a team goal. So it comes down to all of the e-board and all of the members. So it's really everybody who makes it possible. My question to you is, how will you drive team morale, and how will you lead your leadership teams, especially in a situation where an e-board member is not keeping up with the responsibilities or your expectations?
Of course. So how I want to approach this problem if I become president is, first I want to start by creating like an e-board, right? Like chieftain, like I have been in the past 2 years in e-board, so I know what it's like to be in e-board. When a lot of members gets to a position of e-board, we have a lot of ideas, but throughout the semester we know that we've got school, we have to do for internship or personal things, and we get burned down sometimes. And that's why where we kind of like stop doing like our work. But as a president, I want to make sure that I be there not as a leader, but also as a friend. Because I think when you treat them like a person, not like a position that they sign up for, that's when the people are more willing to help you. And how I want to approach this, like communication. At the beginning, I want to set up with each e-board like a personal one-on-one, like, hey, here are your responsibilities based on the bylaws, and I want to see your goals and how can I support them. And from there, we can like write it down or document it in the place in the folder. And a month in the semester, like 1 month, keeping track of like, hey, how are your goals doing? How are your responsibilities doing? Is there something you want me to help on, or how can I be there as a president to better support you? That's how I approach the problem.
Thank you.
Thanks for running. Great to see you up there. Great speech. I've never heard a more smooth than English speech ever, so that was great. So here's a question. One of the new responsibilities of the president is to act as a liaison between the chapter and alumni. Upon graduation, there's many alumni that they move cities, states. How would you make them feel more involved, even from far away?
Yes. So I know this year we created like an alumni newsletter, and I want to continue to strengthen that. So for them to feel more like recognized for the chapter once they graduate, something that I want to do once they graduate, we can put in the fall semester, like create a newsletter and give them like a highlight of them, like what the things they have done. If they have like leadership position, they will remember and where they have it working, so they can see that we all still remember them, and the members will see that newsletter, and the other alumni will see like the newsletter that they are being like recognized and highlight once they graduate. And I want to continue to keep in contact with other cities. I know myself in person, when I was a freshman, I was friends with a lot of alumni that are now graduating. I still keep very good in contact. So maybe host like an Alberton event. Some of those alumni go to national convention as well. So if we can host like an event with them, like a resume book or like overall mentorship for our current members, I think that will be helpful for one, for the members, and for the alumni to be able to give it back to SHPE and be more involved. That's how I would do it.
Daniel, congratulations running for president. Really great speech and the energy, and definitely the transition for your smooth degree. My question is about, we focus a lot on yes, bringing in companies or doing relationship with alumni, but we kind of often don't see opportunities that we have closer to us. So my question is around partnership with organizations with SHPE-UH or even some of the other community organizations, whether the schools that we do SHPE or anything like that. Do you have any initiative about partnership with student orgs or community orgs, and how do you plan to implement those?
Yeah, so from my experience when I was treasurer, I remember we kind of did all the events by ourselves. We didn't collaborate with that many other organizations here at UH. We were collaborating with SHPE Houston, but not that much. And now this year, I have noticed that our chairs have collaborated with other organizations, and that helped two things. First, we split the budget, so it will be easier for us. And second, it will be more diversity from their organization and from our organization. And overall, if we have a company there for that event, it will look better for us because all of those people, they will see a better turnout. If I have any ideas or any initiative for this year, definitely I want to be more, I know we have been in contact with SHPE Houston throughout all the year, but I want to be more in contact with SHPE Region 5, so to see how can we support the members. I know they offer a lot of things that maybe we don't know yet, but if we have a meeting with them, we can get to know, maybe we can get a one sponsor for our chapter for the national convention. So yes, I do have initiative for other organizations and outside of these schools, but I will have to work with my future team to see how we approach that problem.
Thank you.